And now it's my really great privilege to introduce you to, I think, a really rare human being. Dean Carey started this place where we are. This is where he hangs out. 27 years in the arts, training some of Australia's best actors, certainly one of Australia's most famous actors, Hugh Jackman. He's a very dear and tender soul. I think he's walked this earth many, many times. And we are now going to take the next few steps with him.
Thank you, Julian. It's great to be here to wrap up this wonderful day with another maybe 10 minutes to bring this in for a landing. For me, there can be no greater pursuit or study than that of finding out ways of unlocking potential inside a human being. For 34 years I've been teaching, and I've been fascinated by the things that restrict and restrain a person from being more than they think they can be. And I'm also fascinated by the triggers, environmental, internal and external, that can take someone beyond where they think their field of green stops. Because human beings, most of us, live in a very, 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 very narrow bandwidth of our potential and inner resources. In fact, there's a quote that goes, 95% of the population tiptoe through life, hoping to make it safely to death. What a dumb game that is. We only get one shot at this thing as far as we know. We might come back, but we get one shot, this is it, no dress rehearsal. This is opening night. And it often takes some disaster or catastrophe for us to really connect with our own potential. I'm talking earthquake, tsunami, terminal illness, death in the family, breakdown, bankruptcy, something major and catastrophic, a grizzly bear coming into your tent while you're camping, and suddenly you realise how fast you can run. We actually don't need to wait for those catastrophes to happen. I wouldn't be standing here today celebrating last week 27 years at Actor Centre Australia. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for something that happened to me in 1989 when I was in Vanuatu on holiday with my then girlfriend. I contracted dengue fever, called the bone-crushing disease. And I got pancreatitis as well. And so 2 days of a fever that should have killed me, I was huddled in the corner of the bathroom trying to get cooled by the tiles. And then I began to realise that as I was breathing, my percentage of breath was dropping by about 20% every breath. And I knew I had 4 or 5 left. So I staggered towards the bed because my girlfriend was exhausted and she was asleep. And then I realised I had taken my last breath. And then I just fell forward. And then a very strange thing happened. A thought came into my head, which was, I must tell Genevieve, which was my girlfriend, that she needs to re-dye her hair. Those profound, enlightened moments in your life. But I thought, why would I be saying that to myself? And the voice said to me, because you can see the roots coming through. And I said, why am I seeing the roots coming through? Then I went, oh, I'm on the roof. So I was up on the roof, and I looked down, and I could see myself dead on the bed. And I could see her on the phone screaming for an ambulance. I haven't told the story, actually, but it's taken me by surprise, I must say. So I realised I was gone. And then I didn't turn, because I couldn't have turned, but the image turned, and I could see through the wall my mother in a very smart black mourning outfit on the tarmac, and there was a crossbarred chrome wheeled trolley with my coffin on it. And I knew that was what was going to happen. And then 4 words came into my head that I'd never heard before. And it wasn't even a voice, but the words were, "Are you done yet?" It was as clear as that. Are you done yet? And before I could answer it, which was going to be, no, I'm not, I remember thinking of taking a breath to say no. And the breath I took was so big, I came back to life and I sucked the doona cover down my throat because I was face first on the bed. And so when I finally opened my eyes, my girlfriend was pulling the doona out of my mouth. And that changed my life. And as I said, I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for that. So catastrophes can do it, but we need to be in an environment that calls us to account, or in a relationship that calls us to account. This culture here of this place, 27 years, the culture here since I opened the doors when I was 26 years of age, was to allow people to be the best. The best, everybody, every day, with no obligation, but step into the best of yourself, the best of your potential. So, if I was to say, are you done yet? I'm sure 120 trillion cells in each of your bodies would scream no. So what's there to be done? What's next for you? How can we make a difference in your life, the lives of other people around you? That's what today's really all about. And find people that can hold a bigger idea of who they think you are. I found that person and I married them, which was very good. And Siobhan, my partner, has a bigger idea of who I am. And funnily enough, I have a bigger idea of who she is as well. And so we all work towards rolling out that field of green and taking up more space so we can be of service in this world which needs us. So what's next for you? Just for the next minute, just float your eyes closed if you could. And just take a big breath and clench your fists tight, 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 tight. Know this is the feeling of hanging on. And then let the breath go and let the fists go. And know that's the feeling of letting go. And just allow in your mind's eye for you to see the faces of all the people in your life who love you and who are proud of you. Proud of who you are, what you do, proud of the journey that you're on, the contribution you make. And just connect in all of their eyes into the vision they hold of you. A beautiful, bountiful, passionate, powerful calling and recognition of who you are. And we're the ones who second guess ourselves often. The human being is the only species in the known universe, as far as we know, that can choose to be less than we are. And because of that, we can choose to be more. So my question for you is, how much fun could you stand in living a beautiful, passionate, wonderful, dynamic, rich, responsible, and loving life? And when you're ready, just float your eyes open. Have a wonderful night. Julian, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for everyone who contributed to today. It's been great to share it with you all. And have a beautiful weekend.